We're gonna cook last minute risotto with mushrooms. You can see all the ingredients here. So, Mr. Metomati, you're gonna explain to us what you have in here?
Okay, so last minute, feeling a bit peckish. I thought, what can I spin up quickly?
Yeah, that's not enough. That's like, it's a lot of ingredients.
It's a lot of ingredients, it's a lot of effort, but you know what?
What?
The reality is, Vignon, when you're cooking,
Yes.
you got to cook with love, right? And
So you mean passion?
passion
Okay.
food. Passion food. And I know we're not going to get many live watchers because they're all out having a very lovely dinner pre Mother's Day.
Or a glass of wine?
Or speaking of glass of wine,
Oh, here we go.
Metomati is never too far away. There's always a glass of wine.
Oh God.
So I'm going to explain what you to make a really quick. It's peasant, right? It's whatever you've got in the fridge.
This doesn't look peasant. This
Well,
is like expensive to make.
So mushrooms.
What kind of mushrooms are these?
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
All right, doesn't really matter.
All right.
What's important though
Yeah.
is the ratio. The ratio. So I'm cooking for one because there's a few of us watching what we eat lately.
So hold on, this is for one person?
It's not. But if you're going to cook, you may as well cook for a couple, right?
Correct.
So let's just call it for one person. But usually, what one basically means in quantity.
That's a lot of rice.
Yeah, there is a lot of rice, Vignon, but the reality is it's always the next day tastes better, right?
Correct. So you can have it the next day too.
You never start without one of these. So I'm going to wish all our viewers Stinyamas, cheers, and we're going to get cracking. So you need one of these, which is a wok, and you really need to get it to a high temperature.
So we're not putting any oil yet. So we need to get it to heat up first.
Let me drink my wine.
What's this here you got?
That's vegetable stock.
Okay.
So just preheat it. It's already made. That's what I'm saying. It's really quick to make. Rather than going out and buying some rubbish on a Saturday, why not just cook yourself? Catalogus. So back over here, please. Back over here.
Yes, boss.
Salt, pepper.
What kind of a salt is that?
That's a very boutique.
Boutique. You bought it from their boutique.
Boutique. A little bit of parsley, just roughly chopped. We're not looking for figuras or.
Because you come with tomati.
Correct. Some chili. We're gonna put a little bit of paprika in there. Some garlic. I'm gonna use.
What are these?
What do you think these are?
The red cherry tomatoes.
Correct. Yeah, very good. So just a few cherry tomatoes, just for color. Onions, some snow peas. Actually they're peas, and I've got the snow peas as well. Where did we put them?
Are they those ones?
Yep. Snow peas. We've got the mushrooms, and we've also got the risotto rice.
So
okay?
can you cook this with normal rice, or does it have to be risotto
You
rice?
can. Of course you can.
Okay.
Of course you can. Right? You don't need to go out looking for special ingredients.
All right.
The way Metomati works is whatever is in your fridge, whatever is in your cupboard,
Whatever's available.
right? I'll go back.
So what if you haven't gone shopping for a week and you've got nothing in your fridge?
Well,
What happens
then you knock on the door of the neighbour, right? But the reality is, and I want to emphasise,
Yep.
it doesn't matter what you've got. If you put a bit of love into prep,
Yep.
okay, the rest just happens.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to wait for this.
I think this is.
No, we're
pretty
going to
right.
wait. We're going to wait. Obviously, Metomati uses their own olive oil imported from Crete, but you guys,
Oh, look at the color.
you can't beat that stuff, Mark. So let that smoke up,
Yep.
and the very first thing, what we're going to do
Yep.
is we're going to add our garlic and onions, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
basic stuff.
Procedure,
and
yeah.
Basic stuff, and in all Greek.
Hot. No, that's not hot enough.
We want to wait it smoking up a little bit, Robert.
We don't want to catch the house on fire.
No, we don't. But funny things have happened, right? But
yes, correct.
But what we want, and what we want to actually convey out there is that all Greek cooking, and look, metomati is not just about Greek cuisine. We've started there.
Mix it a little bit.
We started there, but we're gonna go international.
Okay.
We're gonna go international, right? Smoke up, always using a hot heat, and the base of a Greek dish is always garlic and onion.
But this is not Greek. Risotto is not really
Yeah,
Greek.
but we're spinning. That's what I said, right? International, so it's Italian.
Yeah, okay.
Italian, but we're spinning a bit of Greek,
All right.
Greek passion in there, right? So you can tell it's almost there. We'll just give it a couple more seconds.
So this is already. Does this need to be like boiling to boiling point?
No. Just heat it up a little bit.
Okay.
Just heat it up a little bit. Now, obviously, if you had the time, you make your own vegetable stock, right? And Metomati recommends that. Bit of.
Yeah, but some people don't have time
That's right.
to do.
So this is what we're saying,
like
right?
their own homemade stock.
So this is what we're saying. We're spinning it up, right? So almost there.
All right.
It's on a low heat, so we need to put it up high. Okay, apologies. So give it a couple more seconds.
I can see the smoke coming out.
So we're almost there, right? So look, Metomati is going to do a few of these live demonstrations, but we're going to start with a really basic one. So we're going to start with obviously the garlic. Put it in.
Yep.
That's what you want to hear. You want to hear sizzle, 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 sizzle.
Love the smell.
Sizzle, sizzle.
Love the smell.
Sizzle,
With the
sizzle.
oil.
Sizzle, sizzle. You can see that's a good sign, right?
Well, which one's a good sign?
Oh, well, you can see how it's sizzling, right?
yeah.
You don't want to add garlic.
It smells beautiful.
You don't want to add garlic into a cold pan. Is
Correct.
What I'm saying, right? So, I mean, everyone knows how to cook this type of stuff. This is easy stuff, right? So I'm not saying this is anything special. Starting to brown up.
Yep.
Right away.
Onions?
Throw in the onions. Give it a bit of a stir.
Yep.
Right? Don't worry about brownness. This is peasant stuff, right? Don't worry about all that.
Okay.
That's really easy stuff, right? In all honesty, you can cook this with your eyes closed, to be honest.
Well, if you cook this with your eyes closed, you might catch yourself on fire.
And
Or the kitchen is on fire.
what I'm trying to say is
Right.
it's very, very easy, right? But you've always got to go back to... You've always got to go back to
Yeah,
this.
but you don't want to have too much of this.
Yeah, you do.
Because you want to drink after you cook.
Or watch it eating, right? So you wanna get that to be a little bit translucent. Okay. Now the next thing we want to put in there, I'm gonna give you a guess. What do you think it is?
Don't know.
You don't know.
Mushrooms?
No.
Tomatoes?
The very next thing you put is the rice.
Oh, really?
Correct. And you want to cook that rice, right? This is where a lot of the mistakes happen, right?
A lot of people do mistakes. So.
Well, they do, right?
Okay.
Because, yeah, you would think that mushrooms don't need.
I would think that.
Correct, but you don't, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to add
The risotto rice.
You're going to add the risotto rice.
Yeah.
And you're going to constantly stir that, right? So I'll put a lot there, right? So that's probably enough. Okay? And it's going to stick.
But
It's going to stick, right? That's what we want.
so you got to keep on
Correct.
stirring it.
Correct.
Like, okay. So for how long you do this?
This will be about 5 minutes or so.
You got to keep on doing this for 5 minutes.
Yeah, thereabouts. Right, so basically you can see how it's really white.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What you want is, number one is you want the liquids to sort of
The oil, you mean?
Yeah, you
Okay.
yeah, and then slowly you're going to be adding stuff to that, right? The mushrooms, blah 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 blah, right?
Yep.
Whatever you've got. And to be honest, in this type of risotto, you can put whatever you want. All right. So mushroom is the base, right?
Obviously, mushroom goes better with that.
So mushroom is the base. Now I'm talking about other little ingredients like your peas
Yeah.
and your snow peas. You can put capsicum if you want. You can do all types of things, right? So we're not going to add at this point. we don't want to add any stock, right? We don't want to add any stock.
Yeah.
What we want to do is we want to get that rice toasted, right?
Toasted?
Yeah, like you know, you want.
You don't want to burn it though.
No. You just want to get it.
Can you burn it?
You can.
I'm sure you can.
Of course you can. That's why I'm mixing it, right? So, you got to remember that the onions and the garlic releases natural juice, right?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to cook that out, right? Mm-hmm. So the next, take a guess. What will be the next thing we add into that?
The mushrooms.
Correctamundo, right? So the next
Correctamundo.
Correctamundo. So the next thing we're going to add is
Mushrooms.
the mushrooms, right? And you can see that takes up a lot of space in your wok, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna soften, and they're going to.
Do we use a lid for that, or
No,
you don't use lid at all? Okay.
You can in the last maybe 2 minutes of your risotto, you can potentially
Close it up a little bit,
close the
okay.
lid a little bit if you want. Okay, so keep stirring that. Now the mushroom will release its own juices as well, right? And you can actually there's a little bit of a trick with cooking, and I'm not telling anyone anything they don't know. But with cooking, it's like anything else, right? It's the smell, it's the touch, it's that feel. But more in cooking, obviously, it's the smell, right?
In your case, I think it's your wine too that you're having today.
Metomati he doesn't slow down, right? So,
Okay.
So, just whilst we're waiting for that, Stiniyamas, cheers.
Cheers.
All right. So again, you can start to see that it's the juices are sort of. See how it's become dry?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So now you can do a little bit what you can start doing a little bit of adding a bit of liquid, right? Which I'm not going to add that. So what I'm going to do in this stage is some good red wine, just to give it a bit of.
Okay. Yep.
A little bit of.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Vinny.
This is what happens.
This is last minute peasant,
This is not a peasant food these days. I don't think it is.
All right, so I'm feeling quite generous, so I'm going to add a bit more.
Smells amazing.
Yeah. Now again, this is not your traditional risotto, right? So let's not compare this to what the Italians or what the Italians will make.
People can change the recipe.
Yeah. So this is all about just compromising and just whatever you've got in your fridge.
Well, some people have allergies, yeah. So
Correct.
some people can't eat whatever specific foods or specific
So
meat or veggies or.
So you can see. Can you see how the mushrooms have started to soften up and
Take colour a little bit.
take colour a little
But
bit?
that's the colour from the wine too, yeah?
Correct,
'Cause the wine was red.
correct. No, but I'm talking about how they've softened up and they've shrunk. They've shrunk somewhat. Remember when we put them in?
It was,
All right.
took a lot of space.
Now with risotto, it's adding
liquid
very, very slowly to it, right?
Which is this one here?
Correct. Right.
Is this on boil still, or you stopped it?
I brought it up to boil.
Yeah.
And then I stopped it, right? Now with a good risotto, and we're not gonna be adding butters and things like that, right? But what we're going to do is, and this is the secret to a good risotto, is you don't add liquid if there's liquid in the pan, right? So you keep adding.
Oh, so it's gonna absorb.
Cooking it out, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So and then you add.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now you can see this is more than this is.
It smells amazing already.
Yeah, this is more. This is not just for one person, right? But when you're cooking and you're
It can
going,
be for one person.
well, it can be, and I'm sure,
Why not?
and I'm sure most of us will probably
Agree with that.
agree with that. Now, can you hear how the sizzle stopped?
Yes.
All right.
So what does that mean?
So this means now that there's still liquid in the pan. All right. So we want to keep going.
So do you change the flame, or do you?
No, it's
still
always
have it
always on a
medium?
high, always on a medium to high heat.
Okay.
And you fluctuate it, right, up and down, depending, right? If you're a bit like me, you kind of go full on, and then you manoeuvre it as you're cooking along,
Just
right?
get it like that from here. It smells beautiful.
It is, right? Now at this stage, before we do anything else, we're going to add a little bit of paprika, and that's just to give it a bit of a spice, right?
Okay.
Now, but the difference between paprika and chili, one's got a smoky texture, and this has got a heat texture too, right? So a little bit of chili too, right? Okay.
But if you like a lot of chili, you can use more chili or
to taste. To taste.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
To taste. To taste. Some people like it really, really hot, right? And I know you, Vinny, you're not really a heat person.
Okay.
You're not really a heat person, right? Okay. So the other thing too, whilst I'm doing this, and I know we're not going to have many live on a Saturday night, but one of the things that I'm going to start to do a lot more is asking our followers, which I think is a good thing, to communicate with our followers, right? Because at the end of the day, it's part of what we do is obviously we love doing this.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to interrupt.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the time where you.
Yep. I'm going to add a little bit, and you'll hear.
Okay.
All right.
And you don't put any more.
No,
you
just
let it-
slowly, just slowly.
Okay. Until this disappears.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So you see how it's got juice?
Yes.
And
Any bubbles?
Yeah. We just want to cook that down, right?
So those peas are frozen,
Yep.
or the okay.
Yep. And they do not need a lot of time, right?
Okay, so you put it towards the end.
Correct.
I'm guessing.
Correct. Now these are just like a 5 second, 10 second, 15 second heat up. That's all
So
they
you just
are.
want them to soften up
Correct.
a little bit. That's
Correct.
Because you want to retain
Correct.
the freshness and
Correct.
everything. Okay.
Correct. But can you smell that?
Oh, I can smell it.
It's gorgeous, right? And you can see that the rice is still white, right? And you'll see as we're cooking it in, it will start to get translucent, right? All right. So can you see how the water's starting to?
Yep.
Right.
So it's fine.
Yeah. Water.
Okay.
Stock. My apologies.
Stock.
So I'm going to add another one. All right, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Now, at the end of it, when you get down to right down the end and you've run out of stock, don't freak out. Don't freak out. A little bit of water. Same thing, right?
Or you could just put your wine.
Or no.
No. Normal wine.
No. So wine has got alcohol, right?
Yes.
So when we put the wine in at the start,
Yeah.
it's the whole point about putting it right at the start is to burn out the alcohol.
Okay.
Right.
So then it will have an alcoholic taste to it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be as nice.
So what we're doing is we're burning out the alcohol. It's for colour.
Yep.
And it infuses into the whatever you've got into your dish, right? So you can see how it's a little bit like porridgey.
It's still.
So but can you see how
it's still got liquid.
Yeah. But can you see how it's like porridgey?
Yeah.
That's what a risotto is.
Yeah.
Right. So if you watched, and I want and not to compare other shows, but if you watch other cooking shows and when they serve up a risotto and it's dry and they don't like it, right? So risotto trick 101 is from pot, pan, wok to plate. Right? And you'll see how it's starting to form.
Yeah.
Now, without being, obviously I'm cooking this, but I mean, you're smelling this.
I can smell.
The smells are
Smells
gorgeous.
amazing.
The smells are gorgeous, right? All right. So at this point, it's still going, right? So at this point, I'm going to add just a little bit of colour, some parsley, just to give it a bit of colour. Now, earlier I was contemplating whether I put a bit of, a little bit of capsicum, red, green. You could do that as well, right? Just pretty it up.
Yeah.
So food, particularly when you're entertaining, and metomati always entertains. Right?
Correct.
But when you're entertaining, it's all about presentation, because you eat with your eyes.
Yeah.
Right? You eat with your eyes. So it's important that when you are cooking, you add components as you go along. Right? See how the liquid started to go again?
Yes. Time.
Okay. Time.
So how many times do you have to do this till the risotto is ready?
So you'll taste the risotto
And see if it's crunchy.
and see if it's soft. Right? You just want it to be soft. Now,
Does it need to be soft? Because some people might like it a little bit crunchy.
no, you want it to be smooth in your mouth. Right?
Okay.
Now, what they do traditionally, Vinny, is they add a knob of butter at the end because it gives it a creamy texture. Right?
Okay.
But you know, here at Metamati, we're watching our waistlines.
Oh, well, we're trying to at least. With all this with Metomati's been cooking.
Yes, and you know, so we're not gonna do that, right?
Of course.
So we keep stirring. Have you noticed that from the moment we've turned the wok on or the pot on, we haven't stopped stirring.
Correct.
And this is the trick to a
good risotto?
to a perfect risotto.
Oh,
We don't stay at good. We aim for perfection.
Okay.
So you'll see. Can you see how it's the liquid starting to sort of dissolve again?
Yep.
Again. Now, at the same time, we haven't added our snow peas. We haven't added our peas. We haven't added salt. We haven't added pepper. Right?
Yep.
Last minute.
Okay.
Last minute. So this is actually a really good time for me to have another scooper.
Let me guess. Wine.
So cheers to everyone.
Cheers to you.
So again, you can see, right? Now, at this point in time, remember I talked about earlier about, you know, when you're cooking, it's about texture, so smell, taste, all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So at this point in time, it's actually
A good time to try.
just to see whether or not it's got the right amount. Oh, that's gorgeous. The right amount of
So is it ready now?
no. Still crunchy. So I would say we're about 3/4 of the way there, right? So again, keep adding.
Yeah.
Keep adding. All right. Just keep adding. That will do. And stir. So this is risotto 101, Metomati style, right? So I'm gonna be doing a lot more of this, where we just you know,
At what point are you going to put those cherry tomatoes in?
last minute.
So
that's-
last minute
no,
too?
so that to me, I'm not going to add it as part of the cooking process.
Okay.
That's for plating up.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Just for colour.
Okay.
Just for colour.
Decor.
And a little bit of for garnish, right?
Okay.
And I'm also going to use whatever's left over in there, right? So whatever I've got, I use.
Okay.
Now, if it was a red risotto, because you can make, you know, a tomato paste risotto,
Oh, okay.
then I would use tomatoes, right? But with cooking, another little secret is avoid confusion, right?
Don't have too many.
Correct. Less is more.
Correct.
Right? Less is more. And you really don't want to, and I don't want to use that word, but it is a true word, right? You don't want to bastardize a dish. You know, where you confuse things in there.
Yeah, but sometimes you can get a great dish by doing that.
Well, you can, and you can, and we've done that. We've done that plenty of times in this kitchen, just by thinking we're doing the right thing and we're doing the wrong thing, right? That's okay. It's
True.
And I keep saying to one of our followers messaged me just recently and said, look, I did this and this and this and I stuffed the dish up. And I said, no, actually you didn't, because with every dish, here's another little tip. You can always correct it. Okay, you can always correct it.
There's room for improvement.
No. You can always correct it during the cooking process.
Yeah.
You can always, by taste, right?
Yeah.
You've got to taste. So if it's missing something, you add it. Simple.
Yeah.
So can you see how it's starting to? See, you see how it's starting to reduce again?
Yeah.
Just add a little bit more. Don't be worried about making mistakes, right? Mistakes in life in general, but in cooking, that's okay. Next time you do better. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you noticed how we tasted earlier?
Yep.
We're going to do a little bit more. Always use a clean teaspoon. All right, so I'm going to try that. So by doing that, what I've now understood or appreciated is it doesn't need salt. Okay.
Oh, you haven't added?
No.
You haven't added salt?
You know why I don't need salt, Vinny?
The wine?
Nope. The
vegetable stock.
vegetable stock.
It's got its own salt.
It's got its own salts, right?
You can buy vegetable stock, or if
Correct.
you make your own stock, you might not put salt.
Then you will add salt,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So by doing that, I don't need salt and I don't need pepper, right? But as you can see, I've got them here ready to go anyway.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. You can always correct. Okay. So it still needs.
It looks like it needs more.
Yeah.
Liquid.
So we're gonna add a little bit more liquid.
Yeah.
And like I said, if we're running out of liquid, do not stress. Yeah. Just add a little bit of water at the end, because we're gonna need a little bit more, because the last portion of the cook, you've inspired me, Vinny. I'm going to cook it with the lid on. I'm going to put the peas on top.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stir them.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to turn. I'll leave it for a couple of seconds with a bit of stock, and I'm going to let them just infuse, right?
Okay.
And because we want it to be somewhat crunchy, we're gonna add these in now, okay? Because we actually want them to have a bit of a bite. Okay?
Yeah.
Because if we wanted to cook them, like soften cook them, then we would have done it. We would have added them in right at the start,
Yeah.
right? But we want them to sort of just infuse in that, just get a bit of that flavour in there, right?
There's a lot of theories just to make a risotto, huh?
There is, absolutely there is. But this is the thing, right, with cooking, is it doesn't matter what you add. Obviously there are recipes, and there are recipes there for a reason.
Yep.
Right? But it doesn't mean you can't explore in the kitchen.
Correct.
Right? So next time, you may not want to add, you may want to add something else. So it's all about, trial and error. So it's just like making your cup of coffee in the morning, If you make it quickly, it's not going to taste the same as putting a bit of effort and love into it. And I know you're number one for coffee, so...
I was going to say I wouldn't mind having a coffee right now, but I'm too busy holding the
Alright,
camera.
so again, what we're going to do is we just want to get a bit of... what I'm tasting now is the texture of the rice.
Yeah.
And it's almost there, right?
Okay, so it's nearly done.
Almost there.
So is this time to put in...
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. So I'm going to add a bit more stock. Right, now you'll notice how, you'll notice how I'm just sort of, just going by look, right? So again, back to those fundamentals where you're just looking, tasting, feeling, and, where do you think you need to feel in cooking, Vinny?
Do you feel what?
Where do you think in cooking do you need to feel?
Feel as in...
Feel, as in touch.
I don't get your question.
Oh, okay, so you don't get my question, not many people will. It's probably the wine talking.
Probably.
No, but...
Well, it's probably me.
No, so in...
Because I need a coffee.
So in cooking,
Yeah.
it's around produce, right? Freshness. So you feel it, you touch it. If it's snappy, you know it's fresh, right?
Okay.
Particularly for vegetables, right? So when you go to the supermarket and you pick up that tomato, you want it to be firm, right?
Yeah.
You want it to be firm. All right, so you can see how it's starting to obviously dilute the juices.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that, and I'm not, you're standing here with me, so I can say whatever I want, right? That smells amazing.
Alright.
That smells amazing.
I can
right?
just grab it and just eat it from here.
Yeah. So again, I haven't added any salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You may want to. You may want to.
Depends if it's homemade stock.
Yeah. You may want to, right? Now, can you see how I've almost run out of stock, right?
Yeah.
That's
So it doesn't
okay.
have much.
That's okay. I'm not worried about it.
So is your risotto ready for now?
No, not yet, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to give it a final little taste.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is I actually want to get some of that juice as well, right? So I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Still needs a little bit. Still needs a little bit. But that's all right, because it's gonna finish off when we put the lid on it, right? So can I just get through for a second?
Sure.
Stay there. It's all right. So I just want to pour the rest over. Okay, let that go. Get that out of the way. And just keep stirring that for a little while. Now those snow peas, going to add a bit of crunch, right? So another little thing with cooking, Mark, it's about textures, right? So it's about when you're gonna put something in your mouth. It's about popness. You know, you want it to pop. You want to taste those flavors, right? And actually, that's a very good point for another bit of a pit stop.
That's like, yeah. Meanwhile, my hand's like crooked.
Cheers, everyone.
Holding the camera.
Cheers, everyone. Now, well, and look, we need to invest in some, obviously, some camera material here. But can you see now? See how it's starting to slow down in
Boiling.
yeah, in reducing that.
Yeah.
That's a great sign. All right, that's a great sign. So again, just keep stirring that in. Now, in all honesty, this is a very healthy dish. It's a very healthy dish. There's nothing in there. The only thing that's got, I would say, potentially salt and potentially a little bit of sugar would be the stock.
From the stock, because you bought it from the supermarket.
Correct, right? But everything else is vegetables and the rice. Obviously, the
Smells
rice
yummy.
and the rice, right? Now, for those that know metomati, I do a little bit of a figura, and I don't know how to say that in English.
Show off.
Well,
Figura is a show off.
Is it? Well, it's not show off, but I use a little bit of
What's this?
balsamic, right? And
Really?
Yep.
What
And
does
I
that do?
always do a bit of a cross.
Are you blessing the food?
Not blessing the food, but that's what I do, right? And what this does, it gives it just a bit of biteness. You notice I probably put maybe a quarter of a teaspoon in there. But that
wasn't much, but
that quarter is going to make
So that was balsamic vinegar.
balsamic.
That
vinegar.
wasn't very liquidy.
No,
though.
that's glazed.
Okay,
Glazed.
so it's a glazed
the glazed one, right?
Okay.
And if Morrow are watching, we're looking for some sponsorship. All right, so that would be, I would say, at the point now where we can try it again. All right, I want to get into the bottom. Almost there. Right, so, okay. So, now, as you can see, we've run out of stock, right? That's okay.
But is the risotto ready?
Oh, yeah, not yet. Well, the dishes are
The
ready.
mushroom.
right?
I like the mushroom. That looks very yummy.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of water,
Okay.
okay? Because we've run out of stock, right? But that's okay.
So the risotto's still not ready.
No, not yet. We haven't finished it off with our peas, right?
Okay.
So the last
Yep.
5 minutes of cook will be with that. But I just want to wait for this to dilute just a little bit. So I want that to dilute just a little bit there
Yeah.
before I add the water, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it on low heat, okay, and cover the lid. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plate it up. So let's just go. We're going to add our water, okay. Stir that in. We're going to add our peas in, okay. See, and we're not going to touch it. Well, we're just going to leave it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put that on low heat. Just bear with me, stay there.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to add a bit more water.
And what we'll do is we'll stop the video and we'll put the video.
No. Our followers, they want to see. Anyway, so I'm just trying to find the lid. And if I can find the lid. So I'm going to put it on low heat, okay? So I'm going to put it on low heat.
Yeah. Can I stop now and then we'll start again after?
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So we'll be right back.
All right.